Minasan konnichiwa.
こんにちは、皆さん。
はい、
グレイグです。
私、マークです。よろしくお願いし
私は、
ます。
はい。私はグレイグです。よろしくお願いします。
Hi, welcome to another fantastic edition of, Musings of Japan. Number
Musings from Japan, number 40,
40.
40, 40. Wow.
Yep, it's that time of season, that the leaves are changing, Greg.
Yeah. The leaves are changing. They're, well, actually, I don't really notice it, but I haven't really noticed it. But I did notice that the mornings are getting cooler.
Definitely. Yeah, cooler, but we're still having hot days here.
Yeah,
it's like this.
Hot days in Okazaki. It was 30 yesterday.
Well, yeah, we're not that hot, but
So
right now it's got a fluctuation. So the night will get down to about 15, but the days will get up to 27. So,
yeah, so California, they had a storm in California, and the temperature has cooled down, and I think summer has broken in California. I think summer's no more in California.
Broken
Yeah.
like the first fall. Wait a minute, what is that? That was a song, huh? I'm sorry, I just
Yeah.
well, yeah. So I mean, you had a nice storm, which was cool, right? Because you need the rain.
Yeah, California has a storm, and
Well,
anyway,
northern or central California, that is.
I
Southern
guess so.
California didn't have it.
Oh, is that right?
My parents didn't say anything.
Yeah. So anyway, I think in California, fall is here officially in terms of
that's the one thing. After living in Japan for so long, I don't remember any distinct seasons in California. Really, there were minor changes in temperature and scenery, but basically the same. You're in the same range of everything. Whereas here, especially where I live in Shibata, I mean, you get extremes. It'll be really hot and humid. It'll be the leaves will die and fall off your trees, and the colors change, and then we'll have 6 feet of snow.
Yeah, like you did last winter.
Yeah, see,
several times.
My windows break because of the snow coming through I mean, never had that in California. Never lived in any extreme weather like that in California. I mean, I lived in Southern California, lived in the desert, I lived in the up in the hills, I lived in Fresno, lived on the coast, near Hollister, in the Central Coast area. Really, the sunlight, there's more sunlight, the weather's calmer year round. I didn't even have an umbrella. How many umbrellas did you go through here in Japan?
Dozens.
Yeah, so I mean, I gave up after the first half dozen that I lost, whether it's on the train or the bus, or forget it in the shopping center or whatever.
But at my family's home in Okazaki, what was ironic is last winter it was we had snow probably five times. It was just trace amounts, but it snowed. It actually snowed 5 times, and that was the most that I lived in Okazaki that we had snow. But it was always cold. We had to have cold, windy nights, and it'd be windy, and we'd have our kerosene stove, and it'll probably be that way at my family house this winter.
Yeah. I mean, that's normal, but that's what I mean. In Japan, you have 4 distinct seasons.
Yeah, definitely distinct seasons.
Right. And I don't remember having distinct. I mean, I've maybe 2 seasons, hot and not so hot. It didn't rain like it didn't rain in California like it does here. I mean, when I left California, it was in a drought, and I believe California is probably still in the same drought.
Yeah.
30-year drought.
I think, though, that California, what's interesting is when it rains, it's a special event, and it's like, well, we might get rain next week, and then if it rains, it maybe rains like I can think. I mean, just maybe that much of rain or something, or like that much rain,
an inch
or less, and so the storms are small compared to Japan, where we would get half a year rainfall in one day. We
Right,
get
right, right,
in my
right,
family's
right.
house, we get that much rain. We get a lot of rain in one day.
Mhm. Yeah.
Half a year of California rainfall, I should say. So
Yeah.
anyway, but I think that Japan is Japan is in a typical fall right now because it's hot. And I have pictures from a video from 5 years ago when I went to Nagoya Castle today.
Mm.
On this day 5 years ago, I went with my wife and kids to Nagoya Castle, and it was really hot that day, but it wasn't humid. And in Japan, the autumns are the autumns. The temperatures they get mild, and this heat this hot weather is not going to last much longer.
No,
But
no.
it'll cool down, but it'll be moderate.
Well,
It'll be a moderate.
here it's moderate. I mean, because we're farther north than you are,
Yeah.
so we're already there. So, but
And I remember the Niigata autumns like you're having right now. So, like you said, you're already there.
we're
Because
already
about
there.
the 1st of October, it becomes moderate or mild in Niigata.
Well, the big thing in Shibata, what's nice is that you start hearing the swans coming in from Russia. So we have the big migration, and they come here for winter. You know, we're compared to the Khabarovsk and Vladivostok, the area of Russia, you know, where it's starting to get really, really cold. So the swans migrate south. You know, birds fly south from the winter. Well, we're the south for Russian swans. So they come here and they go to Lake Hyoko is what it's called, Lake Hyo or Hyo Lake. Anyway, they go to Hyoko and then they'll spend the winter here. Even though it's snowing here, it's not like where they come from, where it's below zero every day, you know, for like 3 or 4 months. Here it won't be that cold, but it'll be cold, but not like that, not freezing. So and they get free food here because they have a guy who goes out there and feeds all the ducks and the swans. So it's a real big thing. Actually, it's a national cultural asset. You know, the government has designated Lake Hyo as a wildlife preserve and the wetlands around there. So in winter,
the birds spend the winter there.
yeah, they here. The Russian swans fly to here and they spend the, so you can hear them in the morning. When you wake up early in the morning with sunrise, you can hear and all these stupid swans coming over.
So it's not just your typical bird coming by. It's a swan from Russia.
You know how the swans are geese, they fly in the V formation.
Yeah.
And that's what you see. You look up in the sky, you know, poop.
And they're migrating.
They're migrating here. That's like, yep, we're home. You know, it's winter home. They're already getting their spot all set up. So actually, there's about 3 or 4 lake areas in this area of Japan, from Yamagata to northern Niigata prefecture here, the Kaietsu area, that they do that. Fukushima as well. But Hyoko is like one of the largest areas. So, you know, we're talking thousands of swans will migrate there and just hang out all winter. Let's go. You know, whatever. So
that's great.
So that's when we know that the winter's coming, because they're already.
Well, where is Hyoko in Niigata? Is it Niigata? Did you say?
Yeah, you know, Suibara. Maybe you never been there, Greg. It's it's called Agano City now, but it's an area called Suibara.
I know where Agano is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if you took the train towards Nitsu and that kind of direction.
I would always see these ambulances from Agano in Shibata. I don't know why.
Ambulances?
Yeah, they would be from Agano.
Oh, the hospital's here, Shibata. The big hospital is here.
Oh, is that where they're taking them to?
They dump the bodies off there. Yeah.
The bodies.
Right, next.
Oh, the patients.
Oh,
hopefully
yeah, patients.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm just, you know, at least the bodies.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's the big thing. And then the pandemic is calming down here. We're in single digits of people who have corona or been affected in Niigata prefecture, at least.
Hey, great.
So, but you know, I've had my 2 jabs. You know, most people here have already gotten 2 jabs. All of our students.
I had my last month. I had my No, I'm sorry. Was it August or September? I can't remember. But I had my vaccinations in Okazaki
Right. Yeah. So
at the Fujita University Hospital
yeah,
Medical
well,
Center.
I didn't have to go to the hospital. I just went to the 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 community center across the street from Pio.
Yeah.
Pio, where the
So
shopping market, the supermarket, Uroku. So actually, you can go have a cup of coffee and then go get a jab and then go have another cup of coffee afterwards.
so you said that they closed the Uroku, the old one over in Otemachi in Shibata.
Yeah, downtown, but on Route 7, they're opening a huge shopping center over. You know where the Kentucky Fried Chicken is?
Yeah, yeah.
Right over there. There used to be the old, I think, a pachinko there. They tore it all down and they cleared it out, and there's going to be a new uroku there, huge uroku, and on the corner of the parking lot of that uroku will be a Starbucks.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and
Well,
it's a big shopping center, Greg. Maybe maybe the same size as Pio. I mean, there's going to be Joshin Denki is going to be there, which
fantastic.
and the Uroku, the Starbucks. There's going to be a bunch of shops in there, and it's connected with the Kentucky Fried Chicken, which they reformed or remodeled. They created a whole new building. So, yeah, and it's going to be huge. I mean, it's supposed to be done by the spring, but we'll see.
2 weeks ago, I sent you an. I no, I didn't send you. 2 weeks ago, I took a picture when I was over there at the by the hospital. I was getting another test I had done, and then I was on my way home. I stopped at 7-Eleven, and next to the 7-Eleven was a new Starbucks under construction. So
See,
that
yeah, I
area of
mean, yeah.
Okazaki's getting a new Starbucks too. But yeah, Starbucks is doing really well in Japan, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean
It's
the
quite popular with Japanese.
I think what they're trying to do is they have more Starbucks drive-throughs, because that's what this was going to be. It's going to be a drive-through where they can actually come in, drive. It's on Route 7, so it's the main highway through Shibata. So you can just come in, grab a coffee, and get back on the road. You don't have to leave your car, and that's a big deal. To have drive instead of having to get out and walk in and stand in line and get it. Drive-throughs now are drive-through Starbucks are we didn't, because we have one Starbucks in Shibata, but Greg, where it's at. It's over in the Eon shopping mall.
Yeah, we've had coffee there numerous times.
Right. And it's only open shopping mall hours. So
yeah.
So this Starbucks now will be open, I believe, 7 a.m. See, so it's going to be
nice.
open 7 and close at 11. So 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
No, that's Starbucks. That's not 7.
Boy, I'll tell you, I think one of the great things about Japan is the quality, and the cleanliness of things like Starbucks or convenience stores. Everything. Like 7-Eleven or Family Mart or Lawson's or Daily Yamazaki, all those places.
Everything. Yeah, because everything is I don't know, they have a higher standard of what clean is, and people get fired for not keeping things clean properly.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. I remember, and I don't want to say bad things, but I've walked into restaurants in different countries around the world, and like especially in California, you've gone into certain restaurants and the floor is sticky when you walk in a little bit. It might be clean, they might have mopped it, but there's still kind of a film. You could see dirt on the floor. Where in Japan, you don't see that, because what they'll do is periodically just shut down for a couple of days and then clean the floors and strip the tables and get them all clean, and then they'll reopen. I mean, even a McDonald's will do that. The fact, there's a McDonald's. Remember the McDonald's on the highway that sometimes we would stop in for breakfast and grab a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
They closed for 2 weeks the inside of that McDonald's. They closed it. They didn't change anything. They closed it because they had to clean it. They still ran the drive-through, so you could drive through, get stuff, but you couldn't go in. They just closed it and they cleaned the place, all the tables, the floors. They strip waxed the floors and re-waxed them and did everything. I mean, but that's what they do. I've done that with the Starbucks in the station, Niigata station. They did the same thing, where they only had counter service. They would close the sitting areas because they had, well, maybe the pandemic recently had something to do with it, but they just stripped everything and cleaned everything. But I've seen them do this over the years. I mean, something that detail. I don't remember a California McDonald's or a Del Taco or a Noggles or something closing down so they could clean the floors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they stopped business so for 2 or 3 days. I don't remember that at all. So, you know, anyway.
Well, that's nice to hear. You know, I mean, that's one thing I appreciate about Japan is the cleanliness. And even at my house, we were as clean as we could possibly be, because we're, you know, my wife cleans every day. She vacuums every day. And just we just kept a clean house because we didn't want any bugs, and we never had any real bug problems.
Right. I mean, yeah, you don't want those. Yeah, maybe that's another reason too, because man, Japan is buggy.
Yeah, a lot of bugs in Japan.
Right. I mean,
yeah,
you know, I mean, I still in here I have these little insect repellent things, you know, for mosquitoes. You have the vape, you know, because the mosquitoes are everywhere. And you find them in the morning or in the evening. You know, the mosquitoes come out and they start just sucking on you. You know, no matter how much I do, they're around. You know, but little. When it gets too wet, you see the slugs in the side of the walls. You know, that kind of stuff. Worms come out. You know, it's funny.
You see that at your place?
Oh yeah, like spiders. The spiders. You know, those big. What do you call it? The green spiders, and you know, about this long. The body's about this big, but the legs are this long. You can see them up in the trees. They're up there sucking on bugs, man. They're just having the good life. You know.
Yeah.
You know, they got the webs and go, give me the bugs. You know, so remember, spiders are our friends.
Spiders, yeah, they can be our friends, that's for sure.
So let's see. Hey, what are you doing for Halloween?
No plans right now.
You know, you got a costume idea yet?
No.
Come on, man. It's coming up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do yet. I got to figure that out.
You know what? You know what I'm looking for, Greg. If you could find it for me, you know, somewhere. I had one when I was in high school, but you know, of course, these things don't last. But I had one of those things where it was kind of like a hook thing, like this, like headphones, and the thing stick up the side of the head. You can put it on your head. It was a bone.
Oh, a bone, like a bone was through your head.
So I had a bone head.
Yeah, a bone head. Oh, I get it. Yeah.
So if you could find one of those, send it to me.
I'll send it to you.
I haven't found one here in northern Japan. So
yeah,
anywhere, I don't care. Send it to me.
I need a bone head. Like last year, I went to Don Quixote, I think, for no, you know what? I don't.
Yeah, the
costumes. Yeah, because we have one in Okazaki. And my Halloween costume, my Christmas costume, my Santa costume, my wife ordered it online, I think. I think she ordered it from either Rakuten or Amazon. I'm not sure. But it was.
Well, I know. I see. I got my costume. I didn't order Amazon Japan, not America. But so I got mine, but it comes from Europe. Same with my Santa suit.
Well, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a Halloween costume though.
I think my Santa costume was from China.
Mine was actually, well, the second one, my first one was from France. Second one's from China. My Halloween costume, comes from Europe, but I think it was probably assembled or whatever you call it in India or Pakistan, somewhere around there, you know, Sri Lanka or whatever, Indonesia, maybe. Yeah, nothing comes from where it's sold, right?
No, that's right. I mean, you know, we live in a global world now.
Well, it's like this Macintosh computer I'm using, this iMac, you know, I ordered this from the States because I wanted, I got it in Japan. I have the Japanese keyboard that has English. The system is I made the system English myself. So I bought everything in Japan, but it was actually comes from Taiwan.
Yeah,
So I could,
this I'm touching this MacBook Pro here, and the keyboard is in both English and Japanese, and this is the way I like it because it's you can switch it over. I think relatively easy to the Japanese Kana system.
but
Is
it
that right?
wasn't, but it wasn't assembled in Japan. It was assembled in Taiwan. There's
Yeah.
no assembly or manufacturing of Mac or Mac products in Japan. So even your iPhone probably comes from Taiwan or
It
China.
used to come from China.
Used to, but we're well. If you bought it in Japan, it comes from Taiwan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the thing. So depends where you buy it. Depends on what you get. So it's kind of
Because
interesting
in
that way.
America, I remember I don't know how long ago it was, but when you wanted a new iPhone, they came from Shenzhen, China,
Okay, from
with
China, right?
Foxconn.
Right. Well, I don't know because I never had an iPhone. So, but I know that Mac products are in Japan all come from Taiwan. Even if you order in the States, I think, remember George?
Yeah,
Yeah. So George has a completely English computer because he can't do anything in Japanese. So I remember we ordered his computer online from Apple America. We did everything in English. Did it from he paid for it in America. He paid for it in dollars. But it was funny because it was assembled in China, sent to America, to Seattle, where he got it, and they sent it back to Japan. And I said, "What the hell? They could have just sent it direct to here, but they had to go back to America so they could do the packaging, like the manuals, the instructions, and that kind of stuff is done in America, and then they shipped it over. So he had to pay double shipping. So that was part of the cost. And when I said, George, we could have got this all in Japan instead. And he goes, well, I don't know. I just want English. I can't do the Japanese stuff. So, yeah.
yeah.
And I
So
understand that. So, because the keyboards getting completely English stuff is very difficult. But the Japanese keyboard, as is all completely, you have all the kana and everything on there,
at
right?
the
This
bottom of the key, yeah,
right
there it
there.
is, right there. Yeah, you
So,
can see the Japanese Kana,
right,
the hiragana.
right. So that,
That looks like my
I like these
my
little keys down
MacBook
here,
Pro. Yeah,
you know.
the
So
one that's my favorite is the one to the left side of the space bar. That's my favorite key.
I mean the kana,
Yeah, because I turned it back into English.
yeah. See, which is funny because on the Windows keyboard they have the English and the kana here, but up here on this part of on the Windows keyboard they have one that does both functions. All you do is press it; it's automatic. You don't have to select, so it actually is redundant. They have too many keys, sometimes. And so when I'm typing on the Windows keyboard, sometimes I hit that one. If I'm trying to hit one, I'll hit this other thing, and all of a sudden it'll change into Japanese. I'm like, what
Yeah,
the?
it's to me, I think a Macintosh is more intuitive for
Well,
using.
it's not intuitive. There's less redundant keys. It's cleaner, and I like the touch of this keyboard compared to a Windows keyboard. At least the ones that I have. So yeah, this is really nice and very thin, and and it's wireless. So I like this because I can when I'm doing recording, I can set this up on my table back here when I'm playing my trombone and recording, and then I can still type on the keyboard and it still goes over there. Wireless mouse, wireless keyboard.
Yeah, it's
Where
pretty
the
cool.
where the Windows, I don't have that. Yeah, so
Yeah, we're here. We are on Musings from Japan, number 40,
that's right.
and
On
so
on
it's
my Mac computer.
hard to believe that 40. We've done 40 of these so far.
Yeah,
A
and
lot of water under the bridge
it's
in just
October and it's
about a year
Halloween's
and a half
coming
that
up.
we've been doing this.
Yep. So this is good. It might be more infrequent, because I'm getting busy and I know that you're getting busy. So,
Is your school going to put decorations for Halloween up?
Already done.
Yeah, because you guys always have a Halloween.
Made posters. We have the pumpkin, the display. We have 3 pumpkins this year instead of the one big one. So students have to guess the weight of the pumpkins. They get a special prize. Our Halloween's going to be earlier this year, though. That's why I'm mentioning it, because our Halloween's going to be on the 20th and 21st instead of on a Halloween, because Halloween this year's on a Sunday, and we're not in school on Saturday. And for me, there's too many conflicts. So the best time to do it would be the 20th and 21st. So we're having an early Halloween get together here. So that's why I said I got my costume ready, because I have to be ready next week, Greg, or in 2 weeks. Boom.
Yeah.
2 weeks. I'm wearing a costume. So anyway, last thing is that we got the new prime minister. So
I noticed that.
Yeah. So
what's his name now?
Kishida.
Kishida.
Yeah. It kind of surprised that he won, but kind of a surprise, but not a surprise. Surprise because he's kind of he's not really, how would you say, flamboyant or he's charismatic, but he's just not, he's not that wow.
How old is he?
I don't know, 60, 58, 50, maybe 60, my age. But with Kishida, though, he's a very kind of left-leaning conservative, moderate, I guess we would call him. So he has a little bit different ideas than the standard conservative wing of the party. The Kono, who everyone knows, who's the face of the vaccine drive here in Japan. I don't know if people know, Kono's used to work in America. He graduated from Harvard. I mean, he graduated in America. I mean, he's
great.
His education is all
English.
Yeah, well, so does Kishida. Kishida's the one who got President Obama to actually come to Hiroshima, because Kishida's constituency is Hiroshima.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he's the one who got Obama to come. He's the one, and he speaks fairly good English too. Actually, that's the one thing I noticed, that the prime minister candidates, 3 of the 4 candidates that were up for this election speak very good English. I mean, not weak English. They can think, converse, work in English.
So including the new prime minister?
I'm talking about the 4 candidates who are running for prime minister. 3 of them could do that.
Yeah.
The Tokyo, the governor of Tokyo, if people don't know, she graduated from university in Egypt. Her father was a diplomat in the Middle East, and she's fluent in French, I believe, as well as English and Japanese. So she has a complete foreign education, and her English is just as outstanding as well. A little British tinge, but it's
interesting, because I've never heard her speak English.
Really? She has a website.
Never. Does she?
Yeah, all during this pandemic, she has a dual website where she gives all the information. She gives speeches in Japanese, and then she does a complete separate one, all in English. Same Koike. Information. Yeah, Koike. So yeah, she's very proactive, and she believes in the bilingual or multilingual and multicultural society here in Japan.
What do you think about her?
Well, that the emperor also speaks English. He studied at Oxford, and his wife studied, I believe, in the United States. So they both speak
Massachusetts,
English. Boston, I think. Maybe it was Princeton. I think it was
Boston, or I don't know. But
something like that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But see, they're both bilingual, and their daughter, they have the 2 daughters, one daughter is also bilingual, and their daughter, who speaks English, is also is one of the experts in sign language, Japanese sign language, and she knows she knows sign language in Japanese as well as in English. She does both, and I've seen her what the sign language is called shua in Japanese. So when we do the shua or the sign language competitions at our school and presentations, we always show videos of the princess doing sign language and talking to audiences. I mean, actually, it's really nice. The one thing that it keeps me employed, at least, working in English language, is that the culture finally, I think we've kind of, from when I came here 30 years ago to now, we've kind of finally weeded out those people who were like against, this, bilingual education, against this culture. Those people have been weeded out. I don't want to say killed off, but at least weeded out. So the majority of the people that I work with and that I see, and as well in students and restaurants and teachers and administrators, speak English or speak another language as well as their native Japanese. Even the new president of our university program, Ikeda Shogo, he was my student 23 years ago. He was my student. He studied at Southern Illinois University in America.
Amazing.
But now he's the president of our university system, because his father was the president before. So he kind of inherited, there is that kind of, system still, but he's bilingual. He speaks English and he is very open to people who have that. So a lot of new people that have come to work recently are now, he's making sure to hire people who have multiple cultural experiences or language skills, as well as more foreigners now. For a long time, I was like one of the few foreigners that worked in the company or in the school systems. But now there are many, from Russia, Canada, India, Nepal, as well as Mexico. I'm trying to think of all the people that I know. Of course, England, Australia, New Zealand. I mean,
but you were one of the first.
But I was one of the first, yeah, because there was a couple before me, but they just gave up and quit. They wanted to go back home. They were Australian and American. But I'm one of the ones who just stuck it out because, to me, it was more important to be that, I'm not going to say a role model, but to be a person who shows that you can work within the system, that the system is open to more foreigners. And now it's proving true. There are, as I get closer to retirement, I'm seeing that the company and the school system and the colleges and the universities that we have now have all become multi-cultural and multilingual staff everywhere. Not just the Japanese, but also they're hiring native speakers of English, or at least foreigners or foreign nationals who can speak. Vietnamese too. There's a lot of Vietnamese people that they've hired in Philippines that, they speak their native language and they speak English and they study Japanese. So they're doing 2 or 3 different languages at the same time. Great stuff, man.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
I hear a lot of, actually it's surprising, compared to a long time ago when we first came to Japan, there's a lot more foreigners, it seems to me, in living in Japan. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I think so. Especially where in Nagoya, man, Nagoya is a hotbed because I think the rate in Tokyo has been about the same, but actually Nagoya, Osaka, going south in Japan has really increased a lot more. Niigata somewhat more,
but it's still remote and isolated.
That's the problem that we have. Is it's not a matter of we want the people to come. We want more foreign nationals to come and work here, but it's just we're inaka, as we say in Japanese. We're in the country. It's like being in Fresno and trying to get a huge population to move to Firebaugh or something. It just doesn't. There's not enough there to attract everybody.
Yeah. But Niigata is a great city.
It's a great city. It's a great place, and great food.
What amazes me about Nagoya is that you have, in my family's house, we our house is 30 minutes south of Nagoya on the train.
Yeah.
So from door to door, roughly, it's an hour to where you want to go in Nagoya, in the center of Nagoya. And the thing is, you have world-class entertainment in terms of classical
right?
music that comes to Nagoya. And I think I've
But
talked
not
about that numerous
right.
times.
And it's not just music. You have everything. I mean, not just music. You have art, world-class art. You have lots of different kinds of lecturers that come to the universities. You have lots of different kinds of um, forums for international business, down in Nagoya. I think Nagoya is the center of the National Chamber of Commerce of Japan, is in Nagoya.
Yeah.
Because that's the center of Japan, and it has the biggest outreach. So you're in a great area. That's why you have a very great airport, and all that kind of stuff is down there. So it's the bridge between Osaka. This is what a Japanese friend of mine told me, that Nagoya is actually the bridge between the Kansai and the Kanto. The Kansai and the Kanto, meaning the Tokyo and Osaka. The Nagoya is the bridge between them both, because you have the best of both worlds, and it's there in Nagoya.
Yeah.
Nagoya. You should make a theme song for Nagoya. It's hanging around Nagoya. Yeah, instead of Chicago, change it to Nagoya.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyway, well, it was good talking, Mark. I think
yeah, we'll make it a short musings, because people always complain that we talk too much.
Oh, that's okay. They can complain. It's all right to complain if they want. I don't think so, but it's okay.
It's okay. Anyway, I hope you have a great time, everyone. And Greg, take care, man.
Yeah, you too, Mark. That's
I'll do
Musings
my
from
best.
Japan, number 40.
40. 4. Now, remember when you were 40? Anyway,
no, it's a long time ago now. Oh my gosh,
too long ago. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, everyone. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out, everybody. Sayonara.
Sayonara. Sayonara.